Program Manager and System Administrator for ProLink and Procorum. And I can speak on behalf of DCA that we are all so glad that you all join us today. Today's session is designed to help you all become comfortable navigating Procorum, understanding its key features, and using it as the primary platform for communication, document management, and collaboration with DCA. Before we get started, let's go over just a couple of housekeeping items. So if you haven't already done so, please mute yourself when you're not speaking. There are going to be a lot of items discussed today. So feel free to type your questions in the Q&A box before the Q&A session begins. Otherwise, questions will be answered during the Q&A session. Also, just for folks who are so eagerly excited to know whether or not this call is being recorded, and if you all will receive a copy of the presentation after this, that answer is yes. You all will receive instructions on how to access this presentation once this call is over. Today's agenda includes an introduction to Procorum onboarding, and we'll see the invitation and account creation process. We're also going to navigate through some features in Procorum, and we're going to see an introduction to work centers, see what work center collaborators are, how to upload documents in Procorum, and then there's going to be 3 system demos that have 3 short videos that will go through the end-to-end process for logging into Procorum, navigating its features, and taking a look at the work centers. We'll end things with sharing some Procorum resources and support and providing next steps after this call, followed by providing you all some frequently asked questions and opening up the call for a Q&A session. First, we're going to go into an introduction to Procorum. In this section, you'll learn what Procorum is and how it can streamline your processes. You'll also see the structure of Procorum and then some frequently used terms. So beginning January 2026, MDD-CHD is launching Procorum to communicate and collaborate with the Division of Credit Assurance and Community Development Administration, otherwise known as DCA or CDA. Procorum is a secure portal designed to streamline document management, task assignments, and communications between DCA's third-party business partners, which is you all, and DCA's portfolio managers and portfolio administrators, who are also on today's call. You can also access Procorum using your desktop computer, your smartphones, and your tablet. All users will be assigned one Procorum account. Your account is established by a Procorum administrator who will be able to add you to project work centers. In this diagram, you can see that the account level is where your access lies. And from there, you can be assigned to multiple work centers when applicable. And from your work centers, you can collaborate with other members in your work center by doing any of the following: creating or assigning tasks, uploading files, creating posts, tracking tasks in their calendars, and viewing any work center activity. Later on, we're going to take a look at how all of this can be done by looking at the system demo. Some of the common terms used in Procorum are related to the system's features, such as accounts, work centers, files and folders, posts, tasks, calendar, and activity. Starting with account. So an account is a top level in Procorum, and it's typically used to represent an organization or department within your organization. If you work with other HFAs, you may have more than one account outside of your DHCD account. Next, we are looking at work centers. Work centers are a secure online space that allows you all to store your documents and collaborate with other work center members. Files and folders are just as they state. They can be easily stored and shared and collaborated on for any file type within Procorum. And posts are comments that you can add to the work center. You can also you can include posts for documents or tasks, and these posts allow you to collaborate with your team within your work center. Tasks are assigned to users within the work center, and you can sort tasks, you can filter tasks assigned to you, and it also allows you to just easily manage all of the projects that you are working on in Procorum. The calendar view allows you to easily see at a high level any tasks that have been assigned to you, and you can also track the progress of those tasks in the calendar view. And Procorum's activity feed is also your home screen, and it keeps an audible history of all events and interactions that take place within the system. We'll later see how to navigate these features during the system demo. Next, we're going to take a look at onboarding you all into Procorum. So in this section, you will learn how to create your Procorum account, access Procorum, and how to update your profile. So when you first are invited to join a work center in Procorum, you'll receive an email invitation prompting you to create your account. Then you'll just click on the link in the email and follow the prompts and set up your username and password. Once your account is established, the Procorum administrator can add you to any additional work centers as needed. If you need additional members from your organization to be added into work centers, you can contact your DCA portfolio manager and they can assist you from there. So this slide and the previous slide, and then the following slide, all show images of email notifications that you'll receive during your onboarding process. So these are just for your visual entertainment, if you will. So after signing up for your Procorum account, you will receive an email inviting you to create your Procorum account, as you can see below. You'll just follow the prompts on the in the email and go ahead and create your account before you sign up. So when logging into Procorum, you're gonna want to make sure that you use one of the supported web browsers. Google Chrome is the recommended web browser to use. However, you can also use Mozilla Firefox, Apple Safari, and Microsoft Edge. And once you do have your established Procorum account, and when you go log in using the supported web browsers, you just enter your email address and password. If you forgot your password, you can just simply select the forgot password link, and that'll direct you to being able to update your password. So updating your profile, all of the instructions for those are outlined here, and these are all the end-to-end steps to doing so. We'll later see in a system demo how to log into Procorum and how to update your profile. Next, we're going to take a look at the different features within Procorum and how to navigate those. So on the left navigation menu on your My Activity Feed screen, which is also your home screen, that's where you'll land once you log in. The left navigation menu offers links to your most recently visited work centers and any other features in Procorum, such as your calendar, your tasks, your accounts, and your favorites. Your activity feed, as you can see it highlighted below, it displays all activity that's been completed in your work center, such as any users that have been added or removed from a work center. It'll show any document uploads that have been added into your work center. And it'll also show any posts that have been created, as well as the status of those posts. So think of your activity feed as your landing page for all things information that you need for understanding what tasks and activities that are associated within your work center. The calendar view, again, it shows any due dates for any assigned tasks that you have, as well as it'll show you the progress of those. So in this image here, you can see that the tasks that went through Wednesday, December 3rd through Thursday, December 4th, they have been completed. And the cross out of the font denotes that they have been completed. For Friday, December 5th, the red font indicates that that task is overdue. Looking at my tasks, my accounts, and my favorites. So my task displays any tasks assigned to you throughout your work centers, and my accounts displays any associated accounts that you have. As I mentioned earlier, if you work with other states that utilize Procorum, you may have other accounts listed in this section. Your favorites are simply that. They're the work centers that you have marked as your favorite work. Now we're going to take a look at work centers. So work centers are secure, private online spaces that descend directly from your accounts and allows you to store, share, and collaborate with other assigned members within the work center. Some key benefits of work centers are that they allow you to upload and download documents to ensure version control of those documents. You can assign tasks and track their progress to other members within the work center. And then you can monitor any activity across the projects, including the different tasks that have been assigned to you and the tasks that you have assigned to others. Later, we're going to see how to navigate work centers during a system demo. Work center collaborators. So work center collaborators are the individuals, both internal and external, to DCA and CDA if you work with them. And those are the individuals that have been invited into your work center. You can communicate with collaborators within your work center by assigning tasks, posting comments, and replying directly in the work center. So here on this screen, you can see some of the best practices and instructions for uploading documents into your work centers. There is a naming convention for all document uploads, which you'll see here. I'm not going to go through the exact convention, but you can see that here. All documents must be saved as a PDF, except for Excel documents. So that is definitely a best practice that you want to make sure that you're adhering to. To upload a document, you're just going to select the file folder within your work center where you would like the document upload to go. You'll select the appropriate subfolder. Then you're going to select upload files, or you can just simply drop the files from wherever you have your files saved. And although the status type is not, the status type, description, and comment fields are not required here, we do encourage you to complete each section for accuracy. And then after you've completed all items on this screen and uploaded your file, or downloaded your file here for uploading, you'll just select the upload button. Now we're going to take a look at a few short system demos. So I will stop sharing my screen. We can go ahead and take a look at those. Oops. Hold on 1 second. That jumped ahead.
Renee, I don't know if you're talking while you're going. Somebody just made the comment that you're muted. So I don't know if you're just trying to find the right spot and not
Oh,
muted.
you all haven't been able to hear? Oh, I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. I will start it over. I muted in
Also,
case
I see a few hands up. I know we want to wait until the end, but I am seeing some comments that some folks are having trouble seeing. So I'm wondering if that's if anybody's having any issues like that where it's, you need to speak up, that's fine. But otherwise, let's save any substantive comments for the end.
Thank you. Okay, so I'll start this video over.
Also, just a point for anyone, if you go to the bottom right of your screen, there's there should be a little pop-up that shows up with a zoom in, a magnifying glass with a plus in it, or the ability to enter full screen, which will extend out the size of the presentation. If that's still too small, people want to let us know in the chat. Renee might be able to zoom in on her screen as well.
Unfortunately, I'm all the way zoomed in, so I can't zoom in anymore. And I did see that there are some folks that joined the call a few minutes late, about 20 minutes late. This call is being recorded, so you will be able to see the presentation after. And again, like Joey said, we'll be holding all questions till the end.
I'm still not hearing her presentation.
You're not alone. If it's making noise, I'm not hearing it either.
Same here.
Yeah, I
Is it possible? Are you like entering are you pressing something to? Can you just let us know like when you're starting, and it might be you're
I'm
like
just
entering a
pressing
demo
play.
and you're
I
You're
can't
right.
hear as well.
I can hear her fine on my end.
Yeah, perhaps if you maybe if you unmute the
talk, but we
if you
can't hear the video.
Right. We can hear you. We can't hear the video.
I agree. I can hear the presenter, not the video.
Yep, same here.
yeah,
The video is silent.
Here.
Same.
okay. So the volume is turned up on my video. Yeah, it's turned all the way up. So I'll try again, and if it is not working for you all, we'll just have to improvise.
Renee, how do you have it being shared?
I'm showing a video. Let me try another way. Hold on one second.
Yeah, because there's different options on the share screen. It may just be you need to select a different option.
I typically
Oh no,
I typically use
I was
Teams.
sharing it. Yeah, I was able to share my whole screen. I'm just going to try a different file. Maybe that'll help. Maybe it's the platform that I was sharing from. So I'm just
My
going to try
experience that when you're sharing a video, there's a separate toggle for allowing its sound to play rather than the person playing. I'm a little more familiar with Teams than I am with the Google, but that is the way it is on Teams with a separate toggle button you have to switch so that your presentation sound will be delivered.
Let's see. If you
Sharing screen is probably not going to do it. You'd have to share the video.
Okay. Are you all able to hear that?
We can hear you.
We can hear
Yes, not the video.
Yeah,
Hold
not
on
the
one
video.
second.
No, can't hear.
No, I can't hear it either. It's Angela. I'm in the car.
Are you all hearing that?
No.
No.
No. Renee,
no.
are you sharing the tab?
No, I'm sharing my entire screen.
Okay, yeah, that won't work. You have to do the tab and then
Okay.
select the audio. It'll let you know whether you want to share the audio from the tab as well.
Okay. Hold on. Are you all seeing a lot of wonky stuff right now? Or are you seeing my training screen?
Your screen.
There's mirror images of your screen.
Okay, that's what I thought. I apologize, everyone. This was not a part of my troubleshooting. Okay, I think I got it now. Hold on one. Welcome to the system demo for navigating Procorem. In this session, we will learn how to log into your Procorem account. First, you'll want to navigate to Procorem using one of the supported web browsers, Mozilla Firefox, Apple Safari, Microsoft Edge, or the recommended web browser, Google Chrome. Enter the URL in the URL box. Enter your email address, select Next. Enter your password, and select Sign In. Once logged in, you will land on your homepage, the My Activity feed screen. For your first time logging in, you will want to update your profile, and you will do so by navigating to the far right-hand corner of your screen and selecting the drop-down and selecting Profile. Here, you will want to enter your first name, your last name, and all additional information on the screen. You can also view additional features on your profile page. Under Picture, you can change your profile picture. Under Invites, you can see a list of work centers that you've been invited to. Under Security, you can change or update your password. And under Preferences, here is where you can update your email preferences to receive email notifications, to opt out of receiving email notifications, and to select how often you would like to receive daily digests. Email digests are notifications that show daily information for work centers that you are assigned. Please be mindful that by choosing to turn off email notifications, you may miss posts or comments submitted by DCA. Once you've updated all of your profile settings, you'll want to select Save Changes. A green bar will come across the top of your screen to let you know that your save was successful. Navigate back to your home screen by selecting Procorem in the black bar at the top of your screen. Congratulations! Now you know how to log into Procorem and how to update your profile. All right, congratulations. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at another demo, and that is going to introduce how to navigate features in Procorem.
Renee, is it gonna go a little bit slower? Because that was pretty fast.
No, it doesn't go any slower, but you all will have access to the recording, so you can play it and rewind it as much as you need to. Welcome to the system demo for navigating Procorem. In this session, you will learn how to navigate features in Procorem. Let's get started. On your My Activity feed screen, the left-hand navigation menu is comprised of 5 main features: My Activity feed, My Calendar, My Tasks, My Accounts, and My Favorites. My Calendar shows tasks that have been assigned to you, and they will display here. Tasks outlines specific details associated with tasks that have been assigned to you. My Account shows you the account that you're assigned to. And My Favorites shows you a list of all of the work centers that you have favorited. Here, you will see that I have favorited my test work center. To add a favorite work center to your favorites, you will simply go under Recent, which will show a list of all of the recent work centers that you have visited. You will select a work center, select Favorite this work center, select the Procorem bar at the top of your screen to navigate back to your home screen. And here you will see under Favorites, I now have 2 favorites. I will click in here, and now you will see the 2 work centers that I have favorited. Select Procorem at the top of your screen to return back to your home page. Congratulations! Now you know how to navigate features in Procorem. Okay, and we have one more video. Welcome to the system demo for navigating Procorem. In this session, you will learn how to navigate work centers in Procorem. Let's get started. Work centers are secure, private online spaces that descend directly from your account and allows you to store, share, and collaborate with other assigned members within the work centers. Once your account is established in Procorem, a DHCD Procorem administrator will add you to project work centers. There are several key benefits of work centers, some of which are they allow you to upload and download documents to ensure version control of documents, assign tasks and track their progress, and monitor activity across projects. To access your assigned work centers, navigate to your home screen in your Procorem account. You can find your work centers by either looking under Recent to see a list of the recent work centers you've recently visited, or you can select Go to Account, or you can enter the name of the work center in the Search All of Procorem search box. And press Enter. This will bring you to the results page for the name of the work center that you entered in the Search All of Procorem search box. Select the work center. Now you will see all of the file folders that are embedded in within the work center. Your work center is compartmentalized into 3 sections: your left navigation menu, your files, and your collaborators. Files contain documents that have been uploaded by either you or another collaborator within your work center. That can be someone at DCA or someone within your project or property. You can select on a file folder, and that will take you to the files. Here you can see that there are 22 documents within this file folder. If you go down to this folder, Training Templates, you will see that there are 16 files and 2 additional file folders. Let's take a look. So here you see that there are 2 file folders and other documents that have just been saved directly to this file folder. You can go back by selecting the folder next to where you just were, and that'll take you back to all of your files. Again, in the training templates file folder, there are 16 documents and 2 file folders. This is an easy way to tell at the file view how many files and how many file folders are embedded within each file folder. Under posts, you can create a new post. The post will show on this page, and an email notification will be sent to the users within the Work Center. As a best practice, you want to always include the name of the intended recipient of the post. You'll select Create Post, and the recipient will receive an email notification alerting them that they have a post to view in Procorem. They will also be able to respond directly from their email to your post. Tasks. Here you can see that there are no tasks found. However, you can create a new task by selecting Create New Task. Add a task title. Select or add a task group by selecting the drop-down and selecting this icon to add a new task group. And select Add. The task group has successfully been added. Select the task group that you recently added. Now, add a description. Location is not required. Add a start date. Add a time. Add a due date. And add a time. You can also add an assignee, an approver, and followers. Sort order and task flow are not sections that we currently use at DHCD. Once you have finished, select Save and Return. The task has saved successfully. Now you can see in the task view the assigned task. You can see the status that indicates it is coming soon. Once the task has been completed, you will select the checkbox. You can also view your task by selecting this menu. You can select the task group. That will show you it's under Procorem Training. And it shows that the task is new. You can also select the assignee, but there was not one. So in this case, we will not select that to see that view, or the Work Center role. And then lastly, you can select and filter by the due dates, which is where we started. And you can see the tasks that were completed by the collaborators within this work group. You can also hide completed tasks. And you can also select on Show Details. This will show a detailed view of the assigned task. Calendar provides an overview of your assigned tasks. Activity shows any activity that has been done within your work center by collaborators. We do not currently utilize links at DHCD. Work Center settings is a privilege granted only to Procorem System Administrator. And additional information will be provided for tenant event portal trading by early spring next year. Now let's go back to files and learn how to upload files into Procorem. Once back in your work center, you will see the files that are associated with your property. To upload a file, you will select the file folder that you would like to upload the document to, or you can simply upload it directly into the work center. For the purposes of this training, I am going to upload a training document in the training material file folder. You'll select Upload Files. and either drag and drop your file or multiple files in this section, or you can select Choose File and add the file directly from your saved documents. All documents that are uploaded into Procorem must be in a PDF format. Select the document, select Open. The document will upload into Procorem. You will update the status to whether or not it's a draft or the final version of the document. Select the file type. There will be other file type options in your work center. Provide a description and add a comment if you would like. The most important thing to do here when you're uploading a file is be sure to add a description. Naming conventions on uploading a document will be provided by your portfolio administrator or your portfolio manager. Once you have finished uploading your documents, select Upload. You just uploaded one file into Procorem. Now, let's navigate back to your home screen. Here on your My Activity feed, you will see the recent activity that just took place in your work center. It shows that one document was uploaded by Renee Justbuddy 3 minutes ago on this date. Congratulations! You've learned how to navigate work centers in Procorem, and you've also learned how to upload documents into your work centers. Okay, so we will go ahead and pick back up on the presentation. And I will resume sharing my screen. Okay, so I hope that you all found those training videos a little helpful, and I know that they may have been a little quick. I know someone made a comment about the first one being rather quick, but good news is you all will have access to all of the training demos that were presented today and any future ones later on. So you can rewind them, fast forward them, save them where you'd like to at your leisure. So next we'll take a look at Procorem resources and support. So for technical assistance with Procorem, you'll contact me, the DHCD ProLink system administrator. And within this PowerPoint presentation, this link is a hyperlink. So you can select that link and it'll take you directly to your email box so where you can send me an email. If you have any specific questions regarding your property, you'll want to contact your DCA portfolio manager or your DCA portfolio administrator. So what's next? Obviously, we'd like for you all to begin using Procorem as your primary communication tool beginning in January 2026. So beginning in January 2026, all communication, documentation, and collaboration with DCA must occur inside of Procorem. So what that means for you is you're going to want to first create your account, your Procorem account once you receive your invitation. So you'll receive your welcome email, then you're going to follow the link to set up your username and password and log in to confirm your access works properly. If you have any issues with your login, please contact me at the email address that you saw on the previous screen. Next, you're going to want to update your profile and your notification settings, review all of your assigned work centers, and complete any assigned tasks that may be in your work center. Next, you're going to want to explore the file structure, have some fun with Procorem. Even though it's a new tool, anything new can be exciting or it can be a little intimidating. Let's just say that this is going to be exciting for you all and you're going to just want to jump on in and start learning it. You're going to want to also ensure that your teams know where to locate your compliance reporting and inspection files. A future training on that will be provided later on next year, and shortly after you all have been invited into your work centers. So don't fret there. You're going to want to begin communicating through Procorem using your notes or your posts. And then, of course, you're going to want to monitor for any future training and updates. I did mention during this session a couple of different trainings that are going to be happening. So you just want to make sure that you stay tuned for those announcements. And then, of course, you can contact support when needed. So as I mentioned, for technical assistance, you'll contact myself using the ProLink support mailbox. And for password assistance logging into Procorem, you're going to want to contact ProLink directly. And that hyperlink to that email address is here as well. Again, you're going to contact your DCA portfolio manager for any questions about tasks that have been assigned to you, any documents that have been uploaded into your work center, or if you need any help with work center setup. So before we jump into the Q&A session, I wanted to provide a few FAQs that may be at top of mind, so I can hopefully help you all out with any questions that you may have. So the first question we have here is, when should I expect to receive an email invitation to access Procorem? The answer to that is by the end of January. If you do not receive an email invitation, just make sure that you check your spam and junk folders, because those invitations may end up there as opposed to your direct inbox. The next question is, how do I create my Procorem account? You will receive an email invitation from a DCA administrator inviting you to join a work center in Procorem and then prompting you to create your account. You'll then want to click the link in the email and follow the prompts to set up your username and password. And of course, will this presentation be shared after today? Yes, a link to the presentation and system demo will be provided by this Friday. What if I didn't receive my invitation? What do? Check your spam or junk folder for an email from Procorem. If you still can't locate it, you'll contact me by using the dhcd.prolinksupport@maryland.gov for assistance. How can I access my project work centers? Once your account is created, a DC administrator will add you to the appropriate work centers, and all assigned work centers will appear automatically when you log into your account. The sixth question is, how will I know if I have posts, new documents, or tasks? Procorem will send automatic email notifications when you receive a new document, when a comment is added to your work center, when tasks are assigned or when tasks are due, or if there are any work center updates. Next, how do I reset my password? You can click the Forgot Password on the login screen and follow the prompts. And if you continue to have issues, you can contact Procorem support. And lastly, how can I add other staff members to my work center? Or I'm sorry, can you add other staff members to your work center? And that answer is no. Only a Procorem administrator can add or remove users from a work center. If you need additional members added to your work center, you'll want to contact your DCO portfolio administrator or your portfolio manager to add additional users to a work center. So now we're going to open up the floor for some of your questions and answers. I just want to let everyone know that in this presentation that you'll receive, there are additional slides in the appendix that provide details on the different functionalities within Procorem. So I will ask Linda or Shawnice, do we have any questions in the Q&A box? Linda or Shawnice, do we have any questions in the Q&A box?
No, we do not, but we have hands raised.
Okay. Shawnice, can you please announce who has their hand raised and I can answer their question?
The first is going to be
Renee, I think you can see who has their hand raised.
I can. I've stopped sharing my computer, my screen, so I can now see.
It's John Hoyer.
Yes.
Okay. John, if you can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yes, a couple of questions. The first is, I know, how do we get new work centers created? We have accounts, and two pieces to this. How do we get the new work centers created, which we've requested a couple of times now, and other staff members in our departments added on to them? Is there a bit of a backlog, or somebody's going to wait till January, or we have somebody's already?
So thanks for your question, John. So DCA has not launched or gone live with Procorem yet. It sounds like you may have gone live with another state using Procorem. So once we go live in January with Procorem, you will receive email invitations that will ask you to create your account. And then once you receive that email notification to create your account, you will go ahead and log in. And once you're logged in, you'll be able to see all of the work centers that have been assigned to you. If there's any work centers, what's that?
I'm sorry, we have been instructed by you to use Procorem for our project.
Renee,
Correct.
can I jump in? I think I understand what's happening here. Can I jump in?
Sure.
Yeah, John, I'm guessing you're working. So for clarification, so this is related to the Division of Credit Assurance, who does asset management, loan servicing, everything post-closing. So CDA, the Community Development Administration, who does the lending, they went live using Procorem immediately upon the system implementation, and that was in like July or August. So that may be what you've already been using and have access to. If you already are in the system, your email address is already in the system, I think we'll be able to just add you to work centers directly without you having to re-sign up or having multiple different accounts. DCA is timing up our asset management work centers, which are separate and distinct from the underwriting work centers, where you would submit your application. At least I hope that's the confusion. If not, we got a whole other thing we got to figure out.
No, this is underwriting. We're dealing with CDA and on that side for an upcoming development project.
Yep.
So it sounds like that's not really what you're talking about here, but let me ask one more question, and this may be advanced for you guys too, since we're already using it. We are noticing on some of our projects when we already have files all uploaded into the system, and we're updating files and send them through with a new name because it's an updated file, that it'll still appear in your system under the old name. So people on your side will go and we're getting comments back from your side saying, we told you to update the file. We told you to update the file. Well, updated using a new file name then, so we know it's different from the old one. And we did that too, but it still shows it as having the original file's name when they see it in the file structure. So I don't know what the correction to that is, but I know I didn't experience it personally, but some of my staff has been out here and seen this problem where they upload it and it still shows it in the list of documents as the original name rather than the updated name.
So it sounds like that file may need to be archived, but I would recommend speaking with who you're working with at CDA just to make sure that
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay. We have another question from Brian Swift. His hand is raised. Brian, if you want to unmute yourself.
Thank you. I use Procorem for the state of Virginia. So the question is, are you going to be sending a separate link that's specifically for Maryland DHCD? Do we need to set up a Maryland specific account? And will we need a new username and password that's Maryland specific?
So you will get assigned a specific account for Maryland, and your username and password for that account will work for that account as well as for your Virginia account. So when you log into Procorem, you'll be able to see in your work centers, in your accounts, you'll be able to see all of the accounts that your username and password are linked to, but you will have a separate account for Maryland and a separate account for Virginia.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We have one more hand raised, Tracy Holmes. If you can unmute yourself.
How you doing? He just asked my question. You just answered because I've been using Proco since they did away with Next Gen, and I'm located in Virginia too. So you answered
Okay.
my. Thank you.
All right, good. We got a twofer there. That was good. Okay.
Renee, there were a couple questions in the chat, not Q&A. Do you want me to read them off?
Sure.
Okay. The first question, can you provide a time when we would need to use this system and when will the emails go out?
So beginning January 2nd, we are going to be having you all use Procorem to collaborate with DCA, with asset managers. Invitations will go out staggered. So it won't be January 2nd that you'll receive an email. That's why I indicated that by the end of January, you should receive your email invitation. So we are targeting for the first 2 weeks. So by January 16th, we're targeting to have everyone invited into Procorem with your appropriate assigned work centers. A notification will be sent out to communicate to you all when you should be expecting to receive those email notifications. So you can be on the lookout for those. Okay, next question.
Is this system the way we would provide information that is requested from DHCD?
If you're speaking directly about any asset management and if you're working with CDA in underwriting, if you're speaking specifically about those type of document management and document or communication sharing or document sharing, then yes. If you're working with another division within DHCD, then you'll work with the division or the division director to find out how you should be collaborating with them. But for all asset management and underwriting documents that you work with your portfolio administrators and your portfolio managers and with CDA, you'll want to do all of that documentation or document sharing in Procorem.
Okay. When you have tasks assigned, will an email be prompt?
Yes. When a task is assigned to you, you can see it two different ways. You can either see it by logging into Procorem and seeing it in your task view, or you'll receive an email notification alerting you that you have a task waiting for you. And it will include all of the information within the task as far as when it is due, who assigned it to you, and what exactly is due.
Okay.
Before we go to another question in the chat, I want to go ahead and just address Joyce Weber. She has her hand raised. Joyce, if you want to unmute yourself.
Yep. Okay. There we go. Sorry about that. Who will the welcome emails be sent to?
So everyone that's on this call, if you have a portfolio with DCA, if there are projects or organizations that the asset managers are managing with DCA, those individuals will receive an invitation to a work center. If there are other individuals within your organization that you feel need to also have access to those work centers, you'll want to contact your portfolio manager and submit a request to them. For now, we are going to be setting up a way for you all to go directly to Maryland's website to be able to request for additional members to be added to work centers. We don't have that active right now, but once we do, you all will receive a notification alerting you that you can go ahead and submit those requests that way.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay. Oh, Tracy, I see your hands raised. You got another question?
Yes, ma'am. So in Virginia, once we finish the ARs, the IRs, and the move in, move out, once that's been approved or signed off, are you guys gonna do the same thing we do in Virginia, upload the information into Procorem? Is that what we doing in Maryland, or is that what we're gonna be doing in Maryland?
Yes, ma'am. And there will be additional information and training on, the specific document uploads and how you will be completing those templates,
right,
and how you will be collaborating with Maryland. So you all will have specific instructions on where those documents will be uploaded to, which file folders within your work center those documents need to be uploaded to.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Renee, if there's time, I'm happy to kind of do a quick preview of the folder structure for the asset
Okay.
management work center, if folks would find that helpful, and they'll kind of have a better idea of what it'll look like.
Perfect. Let me just get through a few more of these questions, and then Joey, if you can share your screen and do that demo, that'd be great. Kaylee, are there any, or can you read off the other questions that are in the Q&A?
So there's there's three more, but I think the first two I'm going to read off, I think you already answered, but I don't know if you just want me to read it just to make sure.
Yeah, let's make sure.
Okay, the first one is, if we used a site previously in West Virginia, is it the same?
So yes, Procorem, if it's Procorem, yes, it is the same. As I mentioned before, you'll just receive another invitation from Maryland that will provide you access to your Maryland Procorem account to be able to document sharing with the asset management team at Maryland.
Okay, and the second one, will each invitation come from DHCD, or is one person from our agency appointed as the administrator and they add us internally? I was confused about that. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you for your question. So no one from your organization will have the security privileges to add individuals into your work centers. If you have additional people that need to be added to your work centers, you'll submit a request to your portfolio manager, and then we at DHCD will make sure that those individuals get added to those work centers.
Okay, and the last one, will we load all our requests here as well as budgets in our documents from site visits?
Yes, those will all be uploaded. All documents that you were previously working with, that you were previously emailing to your portfolio administrators and portfolio managers, and all documents that you were sending, I believe in the other portal, the DCA portal, you will all be now providing all of those documents through Procorem. And again, you'll receive instructions on what that'll look like in the future. And then Joey is going to provide a little demo to show you what the file folder structure looks like. So you can kind of get a feel for what that's going to be. Okay, I see Brian has his hand up. We have 3 hand raised, and then we're going to go ahead and let Joey do his demo. So we'll start with Brian first.
So I understand the intent of this with the reporting and communications and whatnot. Is it the intent of DHCD to utilize this as a platform to upload each individual resident file for compliance reasons in real time? Thank you.
I'm going to say the answer to that question is yes, but I'll defer to Joey to confirm.
Yeah, Brian, when you say each individual file, so from a compliance standpoint, so there will be a future training on this specifically, 2025 or 2026, depending on how you look at it. Compliance submissions are going to be a lot different than they've been in the past, whereas you're used to receiving an Excel spreadsheet that's filled out and submitted along with a certification. That's going to be done through XML upload into ProLink's compliance engine. We haven't gone through that process yet. It's going to be a learning curve for us as well. So that's why it's going to be a little later in the year next year. We haven't kind of solidified what the date will be yet, but it's not going to be like an early January, February, or even March thing. So I'm not sure, exactly what you're getting into beyond that. I don't believe that we currently require you to provide copies of, tenant changes on a, as done basis. And that wouldn't be the expectation.
Joey, currently, this is Dolores, currently we don't. I know that tax credit does for move-ins, move-outs, that kind of thing. And other state agencies sometimes requires that. At this juncture, we have not. So if it's something that we would require in the future, we would certainly let you know, I would think.
Thank you.
No problem. Karen, I see your hand is raised. If you want to unmute yourself.
Is this platform going to lessen our visits to the properties physically? For Dolores, stop laughing at me.
For physical inspections, we'll still be coming out.
No, physical inspections, I understand, but file audits. Is this going to, be the platform that we use for those?
I want to just say that certainly DCA asset managers would like to see some of that happen. Right now, we are hoping that desk audits will be a possibility, but right now we're still conducting the physical management reviews. That's not to say that once this gets going, especially properties that are either far away or we have difficult getting to or what have you, that desk audits may not be introduced.
Okay.
But good try, Karen.
All right, so we have one more hand raised. Eva Cole, you can unmute yourself.
Hi, thank you. Will this be taking the place of, so would we submit replacement reserve request and then tax and insurance escrow payments through this moving forward?
Yes, you're absolutely correct.
Good, okay.
Renee,
All right.
Mackenzie pointed out that there's a Q&A mailbox with questions in there. I'm not sure where that's located, but Rebecca Hodge also asked, how does she get a portfolio manager assigned? And I guess, Rebecca, what property are you with? Because it may be one already assigned to you. Somebody here could probably determine that.
We manage Bethel Gardens in Hagerstown.
Maybe Renee, if you want to look at that Q&A mailbox and the chat and kind of reorganize, and then I'll do a little demo. It shouldn't take long. And then you can wrap through the rest of the questions. And this is going to answer some of the questions I've seen in the chats as well related to reserve requests and just real quick, asset managers. Your asset managers have already been assigned to projects. They're the same ones that currently exist. It's just getting you onto the Procorem Work Center that they are also a member of. So let me share my screen here. And real quick, just for those who had asked about, being in different states, I believe what you're going to find is you'll log into Procorem just as you would with any other state. But under my accounts, you'll have a Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development account that you would click into rather than a Virginia account or a West Virginia or whatever it is. So you'll just see that difference there.
Yeah, that's correct.
And then, so here is our multifamily asset management work center template. As it is going to exist, we're doing some updates before the end of the year to make sure that it's set up. But just at a high level, it's structured to be broken down almost by phase and type of asset management. So this project onboarding is going to be, that's like initial onboarding, kickoff meetings, initial setup, anything that needs to be done as you're kind of coming into the DCA fold with your project. The routine project monitoring is where you're probably going to be doing the vast majority of the work that you do, as well as some of the 04. I think I'm going back. So the 02 and 03, the standard requests and the routine project monitoring is where you're going to do the vast majority of your interactions. So for example, physical inspections, there will be coming 2026, if your project needs to go through a physical inspection, there will be a 2026 physical inspection file created. And that's where the back and forth will go on related to that. Same thing with compliance audits, which is, management and file reviews, financial statement submissions that will be done in this 03 under the 2026 financials, certificates of compliance, same thing. That's what I was talking about before, your annual compliance reporting, insurance information, and this is broken down into different policies and information relating to your insurance. And then any kind of capital needs and property condition reporting would be in 06. And then, and I'll jump on any questions about this right after this. The standard requests. So this is where you get into a lot of those things you were talking about. If you wanted to do an RFR, that's under here. You've got your reserve for replacement disbursement, operating reserves, other reserves, tax escrow, or insurance. And there will be separate trainings on a lot of these kind of rolled out kind of by order of priority and the things that we think will be the most frequent and, you know, biggest need for information, both as it relates to process and forms to be used. There are some new forms that are being created that interact specifically with our new system and are set up in order to do that. And again, insurance changes, if there's some sort of insurance loss or claim that needs to be submitted for review and approval, if you've got a management change, you want to do a rent increase, lease mods, and then same tenant selection policy, tenant services plans, and affirmative fair market housing plan changes. And then last but not least, the non-standard request. So this is if you're submitting a kind of what we're calling a major transaction request, which is, you know, a prepayment, a refinance, a ownership transfer, a restructuring, you know, those kinds of or any kind of loan modification request. That's where that would be submitted. And that's it. That's it in a nutshell. I think we've tried to keep it pretty streamlined without getting too nitty gritty in the different folder structures, so that once they're set up, they're kind of set up, and we don't want to have it be really messy. But you'll see kind of additional information posted as we're building that out. And that's it.
Thank you, Joey. Okay, so I see Joyce and Karen have their hands raised. Well, Joyce, you can unmute yourself.
Okay. Yep. Sorry. I think I know the answer to this, but I just want to confirm. This is also where the annual audits are going to be uploaded as well, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Karen, if you want to unmute yourself and ask your question.
So I'm piggybacking on that. Email addresses to our financial team and our audit team. Do you have those, or do you need us to provide those? Because that's an ever-changing list, I'm sure. How do we assure that you've received or that you have everything that you need? Because that our financial team is the ones that are going to be uploading that stuff.
I can jump in on that, Renee. So you're going to start getting notices in early January, and those are based on the information we have in our old system as to who the management companies and owners and everybody is on each of the different projects that are in our system. If for whatever reason they're not correct, I think most of them are at least the right entity, whether that person is still working with your company or not. You know, we may miss some of those just based on the data we have. I wouldn't worry too much about it because there's not going to be anything in those work centers at the time they're set up. So it's not like there's going to be kind of private information that some third party might have access to. But we are going to be kind of sending out those notifications and adding folks. And I think there's going to be this period where we're going to be heightened focusing on getting the right people registered and updated. And we're also asking that you kind of, as those emails come in and as you're getting invitations, just have some folks thinking about, okay, do we have the right people that we want on each of the work centers for each of our projects? Some people have kind of, and I'd be interested to hear some of the folks who are in Virginia and how they manage this process. But we've heard different things where, you have your site people and your asset managers on the deal. You might also have like a general property management inbox email or something like that, where you can track and monitor all your projects, and that goes back to a regional office. You can have more than one person on a deal, and it's the property manager and owners kind of responsibility to make sure they have the right people they want, and let us know if we need to change that.
The only trouble we've had with Virginia and West Virginia is removing people.
Mhm.
They just never get removed. So,
From
Yeah,
the
I
work
mean-
centers, you mean?
yes, correct.
Yeah, we're definitely not experts in this yet. We're kind of learning as many others are. We're a little bit ahead of it, but I mean, we should be able to remove, and that's our focus is to have a I think somebody mentioned it in the chat, but to have a registration form that's created, that's accessible from the DHCD website, so that you can both register or request that users be removed. And then we'll have kind of a floating queue of just getting people added and removed and updated on different work centers.
Okay, do we have any more questions in the Q&A?
We do. Do you want me to read them off?
Yes.
Okay. Does this system replace the DHCD project portal grants management system?
So grants management, that is a different division outside of DCA. So as far as grants management, you will continue to work with them in whatever system that they're using right now. But if there's any documents that are required to be submitted to your asset managers regarding any, I don't think there would be though, right, Joey? Nothing from grants management will be coming into asset managers unless it's at the forefront of the onboarding.
No, as of right now, the two divisions that are utilizing ProLink and Procorem are the Division of Credit Assurance, which is separate and apart from your the tax credit compliance team, who handles tax credit compliance through year 15, and CDA underwriting, as well as I realize I neglected. There is a different work center setup for this as well that I didn't share. It's a little different, but we are also our DCA business asset management. I know most of the folks here are multifamily property managers or owners. We also have a portfolio of business and community development lending that is also being run through ProLink and Procorem starting January 1st. But so those are the only divisions that are actively utilizing ProLink right now. There is a lot of interest from some other divisions about getting either their underwriting or their ongoing management or analysis put onto ProLink. But right now, there has not. Home multifamily is part of our DCA multifamily.
Due to missing the first 20 minutes, will this program be used to upload compliance for home?
Yeah, Joey just mentioned that.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Okay. How do we submit audit reports after January? Do we keep the spreadsheets that were sent out after the last training and then submit them through this new site? Or will we be keying directly to the new sites?
I think I understand the question is, this must be for those who had their audit reports that were due, their financial reports that were due at the end or in October. So those documents, yes, right now, I believe that you all have been corresponding directly with your PMs, PAs, and with Jennifer Miles. But going forward, yes, those documents will be uploaded into Procorem. And as Joey mentioned, I mentioned, there will be an additional training for others who have their compliance or their financial audits and other documents that are due later in the year, next year. There will be separate training and they'll be prioritized based on the need. So you all will get additional information on how to do those uploads and where they should go.
And then it looks like the last question on the O&A is, what will it look like for those of us that have multiple properties? Will each property have its own work center / area?
Yes, each property will have its own work center. And then in addition to those work centers, you'll also have a work center that'll be curated directly for training resources. So work centers are for your properties that you are working on, and we'll also have, like I mentioned, some additional work centers. And you'll be able to navigate in in Procorem. And I believe that the demo showed to be able to filter on only your work centers and not all work centers, to only see that view. Okay, I thought I saw a hand raise.
Chase has his hand up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to piggyback just to clarify for that audit info. You don't need us to re-upload the October financials into the system once we get in, correct?
I believe they will need to be uploaded into the system, yes.
Okay.
But Jennifer Miles, can you?
I'm on, but we haven't provided that guidance as of yet. So as of right now, they were sent to us. We have not instructed the borrowers to upload that information into Procorem as of yet. So as of right now, I'm gonna tell you no. If anything changes, we will send out notifications to everyone.
Perfect.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay, Dolores.
Just one last question. What kind of tasks can they expect to be assigned in Procorem? What kind of, could you give us like some specific tasks that would be assigned to them?
So for instance, once an asset manager has gone out to a property to conduct a physical inspection, and if there are items that need to be addressed based off of the findings that they saw, they will submit those findings to that findings report to the property owner, and they can create a task to let them know when their responses are due to them. So that way they can create a task in Procorem, and then the task will then be emailed directly to the email box, or they can keep track of those tasks in Procorem. So items like that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I do not see any other hands raised. We have until 3 o'clock. So if you guys have any burning questions that you need to ask, please feel free to do so. All right, there goes one. Karen.
Will we have a closeout letter on the Procorem that we can provide to investors and owners?
Close out in regards to audits or close out in regards to physical inspections? I believe both will be yes.
Thank you, Jennifer. Appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Okay, there's also some additional questions in the chat if you want me to read those.
Yes, I know that
Okay.
chat was.
So I think these came after I looked at the O&A inbox. So the first one was at 2:02 from Andrea. VA has a registration form we complete for new users. Does Maryland have a version of this? Of that? I think that may have been answered earlier.
And Jennifer, I
okay.
saw you come.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. We don't currently have the form
Mhm.
finalized. We're working on it and hoping to have it before
right.
we start adding users, so that there's a form and a process to update.
Okay, that's what I thought you were referring to earlier. And then after that, Lisa asked, does this affect HAP request?
HAP requests.
No.
No, that's a good point. I want to so amongst the other divisions that are in the department that are kind of segmented and not on ProLink is the Section 8 contract administration team. They don't use ProLink.
Will the annual audited financial statements be uploaded / certified in this system going forward?
Yes.
Okay. And then I think this is the one that you talked about earlier, the home. So our home compliance reports and certificates uploaded program. That's the one you answered earlier, right, Joey? Okay. And then one more. Will audit inspections notifications be sent through the portal now or sent by email? Or still by email?
Yep.
Sorry.
Once we go live in Procorem, they'll all be sent through Procorem.
Okay, and as of right now, there are no additional questions in the inbox or Owen Q&A, so
Oh, one just came
never
in.
mind, one came, yeah.
Virginia Housing Department. What's the question? I just saw it go away.
Yeah, that's the email address that Renee shared earlier. The one that she monitors right now, are the general email for Procorum issues. We don't have a separate one for like, oh, actually, I don't know, Renee, maybe I'll let you answer that. Do we have separate for like specific Procorum issues versus ProLink issues, or it's all one right now?
They're all one. They all go directly to that ProLink support, the DHCD ProLink support mailbox. And I can add that in the chat. I know it's in the presentation, but I'll add it in the chat. Okay, so I just uploaded the email address. If you have any questions immediately following today's call, or if you have questions in the future, please feel free to submit your question there. If you have any issues, you can submit your issues there also. Okay.
Well, I have a quick question before we jump off. I'm sorry.
No problem.
As the Procorum portal is going to be generating and sending our physical and file inspection notices, does the system allow for notifications to be sent out, I guess, via email when a document is available for us to review?
Yes.
So we're not missing any pertinent information?
Correct. That is correct. So once a document is ready for you to review, you'll receive a notification in your email. I can actually show you an example of one that you might see.
Yeah, and Shamikwa, that's kind of the benefit of it, is that you can put as many people in your organization as you would like on the work center, and then they can decide whether they're getting the frequency of which the emails are being digested for them. So that digest Renee was talking about is like so if I'm a property management company and I'm on 16 different properties, I can get a digest daily or less frequently, I think, that basically just gives a list of every single property and everything that's happened on it during that week, from notifications, submissions, whatever it is. It can get a little kind of excessive, so you got to tinker with it, but at the same time, it kind of gives you good ability to make sure that you have the right people and kind of checks and balances in place if you want to make sure we always have a second set of eyes on something. If it's not getting done at one level, that somebody else is looking at it.
Perfect. Thank you.
So I can just show you all really quickly what it'll look like when you receive an email to let you know that you've been invited to a work center. Okay. So you'll receive an email that says, whoever it was, created a new task on the ProLink Training Work Center for MDDHCD Work Center. So for those of you who are working with other states, it'll be specified, whether it's from Virginia, West Virginia, MDDHCD, and then in the body of it, it lets you know that there was a task recently added, and it gives you the start date and the due date. So you'll be able to see, and then you can click the view task and be able to see what the task is. And this is the one that I created during that training demo. So this is the task that was created. And then once you finished it, you can mark it complete. Are you sure you want to mark it complete? And you just say yes. And once you do that, the person who assigned you that task will receive a notification alerting them that you have completed that task.
We can't see all of that. We just see the email that says view task. Did you go through the whole thing?
Yes, I did.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
That's okay. Thank you. I didn't, I was still probably sharing my tab and not screen. Okay. Oops. Okay, now are you all seeing it? So,
Yes.
all right. So this, oops, this is the email notification that you'll receive about the task. And then I'll just do it again. And then you can select view task. And it'll take you to the task that was assigned to you. And once you mark complete, a notification will be sent to the person that assigned you the task to alert them that the task has been completed. Okay. Are there any other questions? Again, this training session, the PowerPoint presentation and the demos will be available by this Friday. I'll be working with our communications department to get all of that information uploaded onto DHCD's website. And once it is published there, I will be sending out a notification to you all, providing a link directly to the website where you can access the training materials. And in the meantime, if you have any questions, please feel free to use the email address that I provided in the chat and send me an email, and I will get back to you within 24 to 48 hours. Okay, thank you all so much for joining today's session. I appreciate all of the questions, and we look forward to collaborating with you all beginning in the new year on Procorem. Everyone have a wonderful rest of the week.
Thanks, Renee.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'll
Thank
just stay
you.
on in case anyone has a
Thank
question.
you.
For hanging up.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, I love that annotation. Party, party.
Thank you.
You're welcome.